Greetings, salutations. Happy Tuesday, August the 4th, 2026. Welcome to Backstage, the daily show for entrepreneurs, founders, visionaries, and builders ready to stop waiting in the wings and let their stories power their growth. Thank you so much for tuning in for a few minutes of reflection and ideation as we get our day started. It's mid-morning at this point, so already off to the races. I hope you're well. It's a beautiful, sunny summer day here. How about you where you are? Drop a note. Let me know. I promise Substack's going to get more interesting. I'm going to be investing more heavily in Substack, creating a community there, and I'm just kind of thinking it through at the moment, which is partly the topic of today's brief talk. But first, there's a story. I heard it on a podcast and I followed up on the media. There's a magazine out of the UK called Take a Break. It's a fiction magazine. I guess they write, it's targeted at women. They have something called Fiction Feast. I guess they're short stories, something like that. But the long and short of it is that the media company that publishes this magazine basically is turning over the writing of these short fiction stories aimed at women. They used to have external writers do most of it. Now they're going to have AI do most or all of it. Now there's some conflicting reports about whether AI is going to do all of it or whether there's, the media company says that the final decision about what gets published is still a human decision. But it's pretty clear that what they're doing, I think it's fair to say, is replacing the cost of human contributors, human writers for these short fiction pieces for the magazine with AI. And the magazine will be a blend of mostly AI and maybe a little bit of human written stuff. One more example. Now we'll have to see if this lands with their audience. I suspect it won't. I suspect that it will not. I think there's a certain taint to it. Even knowing that it's mostly AI generated, I think people are going to be turned off by it, but I could be wrong. The other mistake I think they're making here is that they're having AI generate the first drafts, and then they say humans are going to come in after the fact. My experience has been that it's the other way around. You're much better writing a far less than perfect, there is no perfect, by the way, draft of something, and then putting it into AI and saying, pressure test this, what are some different angles, that's pretty effective. But starting from AI, doing the first drafts, not a great start. Not a great start. Go into a pool of pre-existing material and get something creative. That is not how it works. But here's the opportunity for those of us looking for stages, digital and real, audiences, building community, finding customers. Creativity, first of all, is powered largely by writing, not entirely, but writing has a really important role in it. But here's what I learned from a neuroscientist years ago. Your brain will focus on whatever you point it at. A lot of people like to use AI, myself included. It feels so fast, and it's like, gosh, I could struggle with this thing I'm thinking about for minutes, hours, weeks, months. I mean, who knows how long? I could struggle with it. Or I could put a fragment of an idea into ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever tool you like to use, and it will produce a pretty decent rendition that's fleshed out in ways that I will relate to. I might read them and go, oh, yeah, that's a great point, right? But it's kind of done for me, and then my brain stops processing. But here's the missed opportunity, and this is where I'm investing right now. I'm trying to balance this out. That what's important is the struggle with it. So if you have an idea and you want to express it in your own way, in a truly genuine human way that will land differently with people, sometimes it takes a while. And all you need to do, we think of like Claude or ChatGPT with like Codex or Cowork, and you can give it instructions and then walk away and it just keeps working. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? Our brains, according to this person who taught me this, our brain essentially works that way too. That if I set my brain, if I point it at something, it will process it. And I can do that with creative things. So what writing does is it digs deeper into the soil of my thinking, my memories, my experiences, how I view the world. And I don't have to resolve an issue. So for example, if you're trying to name something, if you're trying to think of a metaphor for something, if you're trying to uncover a story that will help you accentuate a point or make a point, one way to do it is simply to put the call out to your brain, do a little bit of writing and say to yourself, okay, how could I make this better? And then go do other stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is that creativity around our ideas is nurtured through patience and pointing your mind at the right stuff. Maybe not in that order. Pointing your mind at the right stuff and being patient. There we go. And writing can be a great way to get that going and to come back and keep molding it like a piece of clay. You know, if you've ever worked with anyone who makes clay pottery, no one piece is exactly like the other. That's the beauty of it. Each one is its own artistic piece. And so, look, we've got magazines, online platforms. YouTube is fighting millions and millions of AI-generated videos that they're trying to get off the platform. There are quote-unquote news sources that are fully AI-generated that are full of lies. That are going up, and that these platforms are trying to take them down. The opportunity for everybody else from us. Listen, that stuff is going to turn people off. I don't think there's any question about it. We don't like this stuff at a deep level as human beings. We're scanning for threats. We're scanning for fake things. Can we get bamboozled? Yes, of course. That's why these phishing emails work, you know. Click here for an invitation from a friend you haven't seen in 20 years. They want to invite you to their birthday party. You click on it, you got a virus in your car. People fall for this stuff, right? So yeah, we can be bamboozled, but on a mass scale, I do not think it's going to be very effective. And the opportunity for those of us who have a message, a purpose, something we're driven by, some special way we want to serve our community, serve people, help them live better lives and build better businesses, is to be more human and more creative. And to do that, we simply need to invest in the discipline of nurturing our ideas. And nurturing our ideas takes time. Are you willing to put the time in? Do a little bit every single day and not surrender it immediately to an LLM. Right? To ChatGPT or to Claude. Don't surrender all your thoughts there. Use those tools to process processes, to organize your files, to analyze things that you've already, done, to write simple emails that don't need a lot of creativity. Fine. That's fine. Even that, sometimes it gets a little wonky. But let us keep and reserve the majority of our creative thought within ourselves. And I think we're going to be far more effective on stages, big, small, digital, and real. I hope that helps for today. Please invite a friend who's also a visionary and a builder to join us on the daily for a little bit of daily thought and inspiration, maybe a few articles that you didn't come across. I'm doing my best to bring value. If you have another idea for what would be valuable, please drop me a note, especially on Substack. And as always, more than anything, be good to yourself and others, and we'll check back again with you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.